All right, so let's move over to the West.
Okay, I don't. Yeah,
Which,
let's
to be
go.
perfectly honest, like I watch a lot of MLS, but it's on in the background a lot. So this is the first chance I got to watch the West, and it started off with a bang, baby. Vancouver smashing, demolishing, erupting all over Portland 5-0. Did you see this game? Like, it was 3-0, and it looked like it was just over, and both teams were going to just, like, shuffle their way to the end.
Oh,
And
dude, you know what? It's funny because it happened in Portland's. It happened in Portland.
it was
Like
in Portland. Providence
that
Park,
was
baby.
like, oh my God, there was like, you had Gary. Who's the coach? Who's it? Gary Neville.
Is it Gary?
Oh
No,
no,
Phil
yeah, Phil
Collins
Neville.
or Phil
Phil Collins. It's
Phil
the bum
Neville.
that used to coach my. It's the bum that used to coach
Yeah,
Miami.
for sure. One of the Nevilles.
Yeah, so yeah, one of the Neville. It's Phil Neville. There you go. The Beckham's best friend. So he said some stupid stuff on saying that
God
God's
won. Yeah.
Portland.
Oh, God damn it. I forgot. That's the best part of this is, oh my God, I will find this quote. It's
Like God is a Portland fan or something like that. And then
oh God. It was brutality, man. Okay.
I think this is God's way of correcting him.
Yeah, no. So Phil Neville said God is a Timbers fan. And Vanni Satrini, the coach for Vancouver, easy for me to say, he said, God can be a Timbers fan, but God doesn't exist for me.
Cold, man. That's cold.
That is cold. That's probably one of
That's
the
cold.
coldest sports quotes in the history of time.
I honestly think that they should fire Phil Neville. Like, the man didn't do anything for Miami. I don't know what business he had in Portland. That is a very odd hired.
I think we're all very lucky that they hired Phil Neville because, like, if they were looking for a coach right now,
oh my God, George Heights.
well, no, I was gonna
George
say
Heights
there's a man with 3 G's in his name that they probably would have went for.
Oh yeah, yep, you're right. But I guess their hands were tied with Phil Neville, so you're right.
Oh man, I think
and nobody wants that. Yeah. I mean, and we lucked out that he didn't want that San Jose job. But then again, who would want that San Jose?
I contest that even with all things considered, the Fire job was better than the San Jose job. Like, it is more attractive.
No.
Anybody, like, is more attractive.
You got an owner that has deep pockets that's willing to spend. You go to San Jose. It's basically you're nickel and diming every player you get. So there you go.
All right, so let's move on. LAFC outclassed Vancouver. They just did.
Yeah.
It was a very and talk about ho hum. Seattle Houston was the most boring, the most sinisterly 0-0 game in the history of time.
It also happens to be the most consequential game for Houston because their star player Carrasquilla got red carded.
Yep, you're right.
So he's out for the next game.
Well, and did you see how hard they were celebrating that they got that 0-0 in Seattle, or they went to penalties? I forgot they went to penalties.
Oh my God, man!
They were celebrating hard, like, we did it, baby. And then Seattle just wins on penalties, which
it's they were celebrating like they won like the Western Conference, like that was it. They were
all about it. They were all about it. Oh, I did say there was a boring game. Here's another one. Last night, actually, Real Salt Lake, Minnesota. I was, Salt Lake actually, I take that back. Salt Lake really they really screwed up because Minnesota winning this one on penalties is like terrible because I'm pretty sure.
That's all part of the plan, bro.
Well,
that's all.
I mean, Real Salt Lake had a free kick that either hit the crossbar or just over. I can't remember which at this moment. And it just they looked like they deserved the win.
Yeah, but you know what? It's Real Salt Lake. This is like the first time in the playoffs in a while. I mean,
it's been a hot minute.
It's they're getting first time they're getting the jitters. Well, both these teams actually. Minnesota's not really a playoff team, so it could have been anybody's game at that point.
God, do you remember that Mosisian guy? You're Mosisian and
Oh yeah,
God,
yeah,
Clint
yeah,
Mathis
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
God,
That was a odd.
those Real Salt Lake years. Those,
So when with Jason Christ's
yep,
team, the
yep,
one
yep.
he's still riding on, that they won the MLS
Yeah,
Cup.
the one. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Was he the original NYCFC guy? Didn't they give him the keys to the car to start their entire existence, and he flamed out horribly?
Yeah, I mean, he's been using that MLS Cup from like 2000. I don't know, was it 2007, 2008 or something? I don't remember.
2009, because Columbus had it in 08 with Barros Guillermo Barros Scalotto. I swear I'm not drinking malt liquor this week.
And you know what's crazy is that oh man, I remember that.
I didn't know. So for context, everybody, last week during our monster podcast, I went to the store to buy some beer for the podcast. I was like, oh man, I just want like a 22 or something, like a High Life. I want a big tall High Life.
Yeah.
The store didn't have anything, so I was like, oh, like $5 for a 4-pack. I'll just get this, and it was 211, which apparently is malt liquor. And I was drunk.
I literally during break, I literally told Tokyo, I was like, "Hey, Tok, what are you drinking?" He turns the can. I'm like 211. I'm like, "Whoa, what you trying to do, Tok?" Even James, was like, "Man, bro, your drink is still reserved. What's wrong?" For
I
those
just
of you guys
thought it
that
was
don't
like
know,
shitty
that's
PBR type of beer.
no, that's besides the fact that it tastes shitty. It's just, oh man.
So after 4 of them in an hour and a half span, I was in bad shape. Oh
Yeah,
man.
I bet.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's wrap this up. Oh yeah, LA beat Columbus 5-0. So Mihalovic is hurt. You could tell. Zach Steffen.
He always gets hurt in the playoff. That's Jordy's call sign. He got hurt in 2017. He got hurt now. So there you go.
Did he? Oh my God, did he get hurt in Vancouver? Because remember, didn't he have that good year in Vancouver? No, was it Vancouver? Where did he go?
No, he went from the Fire to Europe. Then he came back to Colorado. That's it.
No,
he didn't go anywhere else.
He was somewhere else. Remember, he left the Fire and went somewhere else.
Oh, he went to Montreal.
Yes,
yeah, you're right.
That's where he played well.
He went from the Fire to Montreal to Europe to back to Colorado. And now that Colorado's a playoff team, he got hurt and he's not there again. So there you go.
Of course he did. All right. So that was the MLS playoffs. Have you caught the fever? I feel feverish. I feel feverish.
Honestly, I'm more excited about like Nations League more than
Nations League sucks. I hate Nations League.
Yeah, I know we do. I know you do.
The problem is, the one problem is, 2 of the greatest games that have ever happened in the history of soccer have happened during the Nations League. The Pulisic win,
yeah.
and then the win the next Nations League when Reyna was leading the team, and we just completely we beat Mexico. I think it was 3-0.
I don't know who to believe now, because last time I heard they're having the Mexican team is having a hard time selling tickets in Mexico for the Nations League game for whatever reason.
Really?
I don't know if this is the fans' way of saying they're fed up how their federations ran, because after all, they're pretty much been the proving ground for the U.S. men's national team. Let's be honest here. It always feels like a practice game now.
Yeah, they have been steamrolling them, but we'll see. I don't know, man. I hate Nations League.